month and a half, 2-month recap of where I've been and what I've been up to. Tell me why this book just absolutely destroyed me. It's crazy that we literally ski these exact trails during the winter. Of course, the second that I try to vlog for the first time in months, that's dramatic, like a month, I have a literal coughing attack. I am so over being sick. I've been sick for about, today's the 11th, 11 days now. And the only thing that's really lingering is this cough and lots of sinus stuff, but I'm over the worst of it. Anyways, what is up, you guys? Welcome back to the vlog. If you're new around here, my name is Hannah. If you're not new, welcome back. Like I said prior, I haven't picked up this camera in like a month and a half, honestly. And no, I did not anticipate to take that much time off of YouTube, off of vlogging. It just kind of happened that way. I don't really want to make excuses for it, but I'll just kind of break down where I've been for the last month, catch you guys up on everything that you missed. As you guys know, we went down to Virginia, or I guess over to the East Coast, for about 6 weeks for my sister's wedding. I think I broke down the wedding situation in a Virginia vlog that I did the week after her wedding. After I filmed the Virginia vlog, literally didn't pick up my vlog camera at all until now. So we kind of wrapped up our time in Virginia. I think we were there like a week or two after I uploaded that vlog, and then we went to North Carolina for a family beach trip. I had every intention of vlogging the North Carolina beach trip and just didn't. To be honest, it was a very chill family vacation. I think I had like 2 days off of work that entire week, and then I worked remote. That's kind of like the bittersweet situation with working remote, is that because I can work from anywhere, I don't feel like I have to take PTO, but then it like runs into vacation time and it's a whole thing. We can dive into that in a different vlog, honestly, because it was such a chill week and we literally didn't really do much. We ate dinners in, we went to the beach, we went to the pool, we hung out at the house. I worked a little bit. There wasn't really much that went on during the family beach vacation this year. It was very chill. We actually rented a family friend's house, so they came up for the last night or two of our vacation and spent time, which was really nice to see them. After the beach trip, we drove back to Virginia with my parents, and the following day we flew back out to Salt Lake City, and that was June 22nd that we flew back out, and now today is July 11th, the day that we got back from the East Coast to Salt Lake City. I was gonna film like a little reset with me video, but honestly, I was really homesick that week. I think it's hard to go from spending every waking moment with family surrounded by you to just like going to a not empty but like quiet apartment where it's just Sean and I, which is typical. I mean, we've lived together for 3 years now, I think, at this point, so I'm used to it, but it's definitely a hard transition when you go from being around your whole family for several weeks to just being in a quiet apartment by yourself halfway across the country. Obviously, we're making this choice to be out here and we enjoy our time out here, but I definitely felt like very homesick that week and just wasn't really in the mood to pick up the camera because I was feeling just kind of off and icky, and we weren't in a routine, and I was sad, and it was a whole thing. And then the week of the 4th of July, we actually had friends from Virginia that we went to college with come and spend basically a week with us. They came Tuesday to Saturday. They did 4th of July week with us, and I unfortunately was sick pretty much the entire time they were here. But the weird thing about this illness is that I don't physically feel drained. I don't feel the need to lay on the couch all day or lay in bed. My energy levels are still high. My only issue is that I'm like really congested, coughing, can't really breathe that well, which are, I guess, are all very important things. At least my energy levels were still up. When they were here, I was kind of picking and choosing which activities to do with them, just because I wanted to not push myself to the fullest extent if I didn't have to. I also had to work 2 days when they were here, so it worked out, but it was really great to see them. I'm glad they got to come up and see what Utah's all about. We did all of the very touristy things. We took them to 2 different soda shops, Swig and Thirst, duh. We took them to a rodeo for the 4th of July. We watched fireworks at the rodeo. We went tubing down the Provo River. That was a crazy experience. What else did we do? Oh, we went to Sundance and took the lift up to the top of Sundance and ate nachos at the top with a gorgeous view. We went to Costco, which is kind of random, but their flight got delayed, so they just kind of came on our Saturday errands with us. But I don't know, it was nice spending time with them. And then this week I feel like I am still sick, obviously, you can hear it in my voice, but life must go on. If I'm gonna be sick for several weeks, I just feel like I can't use that as an excuse, especially when I physically feel fine. It's just the congestion, it's like right here. This week I've kind of spent resetting from friends being here. Work has been pretty busy, and then obviously I'm getting over being sick. That leads us to today, when I finally felt good enough to pick up the camera after a month and a half, maybe even over a month and a half of not vlogging, no YouTube videos, and I feel bad that I just like dropped off the face of the earth because I missed it. I think about it a lot, like picking up my camera or what I would be vlogging if I were vlogging that day, but obviously the circumstances up until now just like haven't been the best or in my favor, so now we're here. So it's the last day of the work week. This is the least busiest day that I've had with work all week. Work has picked up a lot within the last few weeks. Projects have just kind of ramped up and new projects have been put on my plate. I think at this point in time I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 projects. I've been pretty busy, and trying to juggle them all has been a learning experience for sure. I feel like Fridays are my days to kind of get a break and also clean up anything that is left over from work, which is what I've been doing this morning. Yeah, I think that's about it. You guys are kind of caught up now. It hasn't been the most eventful month and a half, but also like I'm not used to taking this much time off of vlogging, so normally you guys would be up to date with me, so it just feels weird that I have to do like an entire month and a half, 2-month recap of where I've been and what I've been up to. Decided to take you guys with me through this weekend and see what we get up to. We don't really have a lot of plans. I kind of am throwing that on John this weekend. If he wants to make plans for us, he can make plans for us, but I'm not really in the mindset to want to make a lot of plans. And I think it's just because we've been go for so long that a weekend of chill sounds fantastic. Anyways, welcome back. I'm so excited to be vlogging, like I've said a million times now, and I'm excited to take you guys along with me for the weekend. You guys can probably hear the washing machine. You're just gonna have to, oh, it sounds like it's taking off all of a sudden. You might just have to ignore it. Sorry about it. We don't have a door on the washing machine to cover it to minimize the noise. It's really great. I'm gonna make my fixation breakfast of the week, so I figured I would share with you guys what I've been fixating on this entire week. In the intro to this vlog, I talked about how we went to Costco last week, and this is a new thing that we have been doing. John actually got a Costco membership and added me as like +1 to his Costco membership. Princess treatment, you know how it is. So our recent store fixation has been Costco and everything that Costco has to offer. Costco has some pretty good food options, bulk options, but also just like options that I feel like I don't find at other stores. So I found some of my new faves that we've been really enjoying as of recently, and I figured I'd share because I'm getting ready to make this exact breakfast that I've had like every single morning for the past week. First things first is the Amy Lou organic maple chicken patties. This isn't like a Costco exclusive, but you can buy it in bulk at Costco, and both John and I like them, so it's just more price friendly and better to buy them at Costco, honestly. They are delicious though, and I think they're pretty healthy for you. There's 14 grams of protein, 160 calories per serving, which is 2 patties. So I love this. This has been an obsession. I've had this for like 2 weeks straight now because we bought it a week prior as well. So we bought this 2 weeks in a row, and I'm obsessed. My newest addition to the breakfast routine is the egg bites from Costco. These are the Sooo Vide, uncured bacon and Gouda. They remind me of the egg bites from Starbucks, and they're certified gluten-free, which is really nice. I think at some point in time, I've eaten so much of these that they will probably give me the egg ick. If you know, you know. Like if you eat eggs too many days in a row, you get the ick. Also, I don't really know how I feel about these because you have to microwave them to warm them up. There is an option to put them in the air fryer or toaster oven, but we don't have either. I guess toaster oven, you could technically just use the oven because it's like kind of the same thing. But I've just been putting it in the microwave because I don't have time to wait to preheat the oven and do the whole thing. So I've just been popping them in the microwave, and something about the combination of eggs in the microwave does freak me out a little bit. I'm just trying not to think about it too much because I do enjoy the taste of them, and they remind me of the Starbucks ones, which I really like. I'm gonna make a breakfast now and continue listening to my podcast. The What We Said podcast released a bonus episode today, so I'm enjoying doing that. Also simultaneously checking my work laptop. This is the sitch this morning. taking my lunch break and running some errands. We need to get washer fluid for the car. What else do we need? I need to stop by Whole Foods. I want to get some gluten-free goodles. I'm in the mood for that for lunch. Need to get some milk and maybe a fun bev while we're out because it's Friday and I feel like I always get fun bevs on Friday. I'll be honest, last week I treated myself a little bit too much to the fun beverages. One too many sodas. I haven't had it all week and I feel like since it's Friday, it's justified. Honestly, I haven't been out of the house. Well, I guess I got out for like 5 minutes yesterday and then went for a walk after work, but feeling a little antsy. So I'm hoping that this kind of releases some of the ants in the pants and then we can come back, wrap up work for the day, get a little bit of movement in, and then I think we're going out for dinner tonight. Unsure, but those are tentative plans. So good every time. If it looks like I've been crying, it's because I just sobbed my eyes out over a book. More on that later. I got back from running errands. We successfully knocked them all out in less than an hour, which was really nice. I got swig like you guys saw, then I went and got wiper fluid, put it in my car, thank God, because the little warning button on my dash was driving me nuts. And then I went to Whole Foods, picked up some milk, went to Sprouts because Whole Foods was out of gluten-free goodles, and I just, once I have a thought in my head, I need to fulfill the thought. And the thought was, I want goodles. So the goodles had to be made and had to be consumed, which means I had to go to Sprouts for the gluten-free goodles because Whole Foods was out of them. Came back here, made the food. I've been doing some stuff with work, and then I wrapped up my book. Guys, one thing about Kristen Hanna is you're never gonna know what to expect from her. I just finished Firefly Lane, and I originally read this book because I've seen the series for it. I think it's on Netflix, either that or Hulu. And I want to watch it because it looks really good, but I knew that she had the book that came out before the TV show, so I wanted to read the book before the TV show. And because it was written by Kristen Hanna, it was just like more of an incentive to read the book before the TV show because I absolutely love her writing. And I've loved every book that I've ever read by her. I don't think there's been a single book that I've picked up and been like, not my fave. Love all of her books. Tell me why this book just absolutely destroyed me. Destroyed. The last 15% of this book, be prepared to cry your eyes out. I hit the 15% mark, or the last 15% mark, in bed last night, cried myself to sleep, and then I eventually had to put the book down because I was like, I could stay up all night finishing this and sobbing, but that's not healthy, so I need to put it down and just finish it tomorrow. Well, it's tomorrow and I just finished the book and I literally sobbed through the entire ending. It is so freaking sad. That's all I'm gonna say on it because I don't want to ruin the book or give you guys a spoiler, but if you've read this book, you know. And it made me want to not watch the TV show, to be completely honest, because I don't know if I can go through the roller coaster that I just went on watching it. I feel like watching it play out on screen is gonna make me cry even harder than reading the book and picturing the characters and everything that happens in my head. I feel like watching it play out is going to destroy me even more than the book. Destroyed. Destroyed, destroyed, destroyed. I'm unwell. Anyways, now I need to figure out like another book to read or my next book to read. I'm thinking something a little bit more lighthearted. Right now I have Powerless by Lauren Roberts, which is a fantasy book, and I have that on Libby. So I'm thinking that I'll read that next because I feel like it'll be a little bit more lighthearted and it won't make me cry at the very least. Also, it's a book that I've been wanting to read for a while, and I feel like I could use a dose of fantasy, so I might read that one. I also might just like scroll through Libby and see if there's any other books that I have been meaning to read. I really want to read Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid, but there's an 18-week hold, and I am 54th in line. Love that for me. Also really would love to read Summer in the City by Alex Astor, but there's an 11-week hold for that, and I'm 33rd in line. And then I've never read an Allie Hazelwood book before, or maybe I had. Did she write the chemistry book? I don't know if that was her. No, Lessons in Chemistry. No, she didn't. Bonnie Garmus did. Okay, so I've never read an Allie Hazelwood book because her books tend to be a little bit more science-y related, and I'm not really a science girl. But the new book that she just released called Problematic Summer Romance actually looks like it would be right up my alley. So I placed a hold on that, but I am 38th in line, or I'm 29th in line, and there's a 7-week hold on that. So all of the books that I want to read have a pretty lengthy hold, so I might just try to read Powerless since I have it, or I might scroll through Libby and see if there's any other books that I've been meaning to read that are available. But that's the current update. We have about an hour and a half left of work. Luckily for me, I guess, the majority of the people that I work with have like signed off for the day. A lot of people are out of office, or it's just that hour of Friday, so I feel like I can go sit on the couch for the rest of the day and just monitor my laptop, listen for pings, listen for the email sound. You get the gist. All right, I'm just now getting ready to go on the run. Not the run, no one's running anywhere, the walk that I was talking about earlier. And it's almost 5 p.m. a little bit later than I thought I was gonna do a walk. I ended up falling asleep on the couch for like a little bit over an hour, maybe closer to an hour and a half if I'm being transparent. Didn't really mean to, just kind of happened. I was watching Love Island UK. Whenever I lay down on that couch, it puts me straight to sleep. I should have known that. I should have been sitting up if I didn't want to go to sleep. So I ended up taking a nap, and then I woke up, had a little bit of a snack, and I have been sitting there for about an hour now. But I want to go for a walk and get some sort of movement in before we go out to dinner. I just like feel gross, and I want to get back to exercising and doing all the things. So I'm gonna try to squeeze in a walk before dinner, even if it's only like a 45 or like 30-minute walk. That's fine. Luckily, I'm already wearing what I'm gonna wear for the walk. I just need to put on shoes and socks. We have the set that I've been wearing all day, my favorite little Lululemon set, this big t-shirt I think I'm just gonna bring with if I get hot. I'll just take it off and wear it around my neck, but I don't think I want to walk in a sports bra today. I'm looking for socks now. We're gonna put on some shoes, pick out some fun music that'll get me in the mood. Right now I'm really not in the mood to go, but honestly 50% of working out is like discipline, and the other 50% is actually enjoying it. Right now we're leaning into the discipline side because I don't really want to go for a walk, but I've spent so much time not working out that I feel like I need to have a little bit more structure in my life. When we get ready, and then we'll take a stroll. We're in a bit of a rush to leave. We're actually late. Normally we're not late, but we got back from the walk late. Quick outfit of the night, I'm wearing this dress from Old Navy. It's just a very casual throw-on outfit that I just like reached for in my closet. This dress was super cheap, very comfortable. I'm wearing my Steve Madden heels with like the clear things. These shoes probably need to go soon. They're turning yellow, but they don't make this heel anymore, and it's literally my favorite heel. So I'm holding on to them for dear life. And then I'm wearing my 112s bag, threw my hair up in a half up, half down. And the only makeup I did was some tinted moisturizer and mascara because I didn't have time for anything else, and I also just didn't feel like putting anything else on. So we are headed out now. Fingers crossed we're not late for a reservation because that wouldn't be good. Got back from dinner like not even 2 minutes ago. We went to the Capitol Grill in downtown Salt Lake City because John got a gift card from his parents a long time ago and we just needed to use it. So we went out and did a little bit of a date night, and on the way back I stopped and picked up some ice cream. There's this ice cream place that I've been wanting to try. It's called Rockwell ice cream. I think it's local. I don't think it's a chain, although I could be wrong. Yeah, it's local to Utah. There's only 3 stores. So I picked up a little mint chocolate chip ice cream to go. I'm gonna sit on the porch and watch the sunset and watch the planes and just like really enjoy this weather, and also watch the new episode of Love Island, because if you do not watch it the second that it comes out, the show will be spoiled for you, and I want to avoid scrolling and accidentally seeing a spoiler. So I'm just gonna go ahead and watch it, catch up, and this is gonna be my little Friday night evening. Just know that it is stunning tonight. It's beautiful out here.
She begins to clap. I locate Lenore Dove in the crowd and we lock eyes.
Good morning, you guys. Happy Saturday. I'm gonna take that off of my head now because I look goofy. I am up and at 'em this morning. I was supposed to go with John to pick up a Facebook Marketplace purchase that he made, but honestly, I didn't wake up until like 7 o'clock. We were supposed to leave at 7:30. I was still in bed. He was like, how about I just go pick it up and then come back and pick you up? Because we were going hiking today. And I was like, you know what? That's a better plan because your girl needs an hour to like get herself together. I made breakfast, made myself some tea, and and I'm listening to my new audiobook, which is Sunrise on the Reaping, the prequel to the Hunger Games series by Suzanne Collins. And I'm having myself a little morning, which I think is better than like feeling rushed, going out the door, and then like just starting the day off a little bit rocky. So I'm enjoying this morning to myself. Then we'll get ready to go. We're gonna go hiking up near Brighton. We are gonna do, I think, well, technically there's 2 hikes that we could do. One hike is basically the Solitude Resort. There's a maintenance road that opens up during the summer, and it's like a hiking trail up to what they call the Solitude Lake. I've heard it's very small and it's essentially just a pond, but a hike is a hike. The other one that we could do is called 3 Lake Trail, I think, and we attempted to do this one 2 weeks ago at Brighton, and we only made it about halfway because I was absolutely humbled by the altitude up there. We tried to go like the first week that we were back in Salt Lake City, and I think at that point in time I was probably coming down with an illness and didn't realize it, and also like was readjusting to the altitude. So I absolutely epically failed at that hike. We only made it to the first lake, and then we turned around and went back, which was still like a good 2-mile hike. I think it's 3 miles, and it's supposed to take 1.5 hours to 2 hours to complete. So we're gonna give it a second attempt possibly today. We haven't really decided which one we are gonna go with yet. I'm good with either, to be honest. Also, Brighton apparently has some sort of like festival going on today where they have like a bunch of food vendors, shopping, and you can take a chairlift up to like see the mountains. So we might do that after. It kind of depends on 1, what time we finish the hike, 2, vibe check finishing the hike. We're gonna be outside for the majority of the day, which is nice. Always good to spend time in nature, get out of the house, do something, which means that I need to fuel up for our big day ahead. So that is what I'm going to do now. I'm gonna continue listening to my audiobook, eat some food, and then I need to figure out what to wear for this hike. Update, we decided to do Brighton. Did you buy honey stingers? Outfit of the day, I'm wearing this hat that we got in Wilmington. I don't know if the lighting is atrocious. I'm wearing long sleeve shirt. Broke this out from ski season because it's a little bit windy here. Also, last time we did this hike, got eaten by bugs. And Lululemon shorts, my trail running shoes, and yeah, that's about it. Sunscreen to protect the face. If you forgot to bring the bug spray, I'm gonna freak out.
Yeah.
Crazy that we literally ski these exact trails during the winter. Actually, I didn't ski Brighton. I skied every other one but Brighton. I'm heated. It's nuts. Alright, first lake was Dog Lake, and it's more so like a pond than a lake, which is interesting, but the view is insane. Like, those are so cool. Just this entire structure, I will say. It's very buggy back here, so I'm really glad that we brought the bug spray, because we'd be getting eaten alive right now. And I'm also glad that I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt, even though I'm low-key sweating through it, because I feel like that's protecting me from the bugs as well. Okay, next up I think is Lake Mary, right?
Yeah.
And then we got 2 more after that. So 1 down, 3 to go. Just wrapped up at Lake Mary, and also my wind cover fell off, so I'm kind of just hoping that you guys can hear me over the wind. But this is our second lake. You can see it in the background, very pretty. This is definitely the most crowded that I think that it'll get on this trail, because the majority of people here are here for like the wildflower fest at Brighton, and a lot of the guides are taking them up to this lake to stop and see the water. I mean, it's gorgeous. But the other two lakes are a little bit further out of the way, and there aren't as many people on the trail anymore. So I think after Lake Mary, we'll be good to go, but she's gorgeous. I just find it fascinating that it looks like this, like the mountains in the background, the overall landscape is just really, really cool. Last lake, the finale. We're walking down to it. We're so close to the car. This is where we started last time we tried to do this trail. We went up this way and it was so much steeper than going the other way. So we actually got to see Silver Lake and Twin Lake already last time we tried to do this trail. So Dog Lake and Mary Lake were the only two new ones per se that we saw this trip. But I'm glad we're like completing the trail because I feel like it was something that was left open last time we left here and we said that we wanted to come back. Just glad we got to it sooner rather than later. Clearly back from our hike. I think it's almost like 4 o'clock in the afternoon now. It's been a long day, but the hike was so good. I always have like conflicting feelings about hiking because I always think it's a good idea prior to the hike. Then during the hike, I'm kicking myself for coming up with the idea because it's hard. And then after, I'm like, oh, that was really rewarding. Would definitely do it again. How I feel about hiking is like this. But that was a hard one. That was a 5-mile loop around Brighton, hitting 4 different lakes, 2 of which we had seen before, 2 we hadn't because we only did the trail halfway last time. But it was good. It was a great afternoon. Then we went out to lunch at this like diner in the mountains in Big Cottonwood Canyon. Very good food. I had ribs with fries and water. John had a club sandwich, I think, with fries, a beer, and water. Now we're back. I took a shower, which was a must because I was caked in mud. And I have a ton of packages that just came in, so I figured we could do an unboxing. First things first, this is from Amazon, and you can maybe already tell that it's a kitchen appliance. And you may be wondering, why are you buying a kitchen appliance if this is not your apartment? It's because I needed it. The Airbnb host didn't have a blender, and this blender was on sale for like 30 bucks on Amazon Prime Day, so I figured I might as well just buy it. Like, we're gonna be here for a minute and I really could use a blender to start making smoothies again. I did splurge. If we have room, we can bring it with us, but also, like, maybe not the best way to look at it, but if we have to leave it here, I feel like it's not that big of a deal because it's not like a super expensive blender, and we have a nice Ninja blender. It's just in our storage unit. So I got the Black & Decker 10-speed blender, and I'm actually very surprised that this was on sale for as cheap as it was because I feel like these types of blenders normally aren't, but I've just been craving smoothies lately and like protein smoothies and things like that. This was a must. I need to set it up later, but now's not the time. Next up is a biggin. This is from Dick's Sporting Goods. This may seem random, but I promise there's a backstory behind it. We bought life jackets, which is another big purchase for
to people that don't necessarily live in the state of Utah, but we ended up buying a paddleboard because paddleboarding is very big in Utah. There's like a ton of reservoirs that people go out to and paddleboard at. To rent a paddleboard here, it's like almost $60, and to purchase a paddleboard, it was like $150. So if we rented a paddleboard even twice between the two of us, we'd be spending more money, like rather than just buying a paddleboard. We can always sell it on Facebook Marketplace if we don't like it or don't end up using it that much or can't take it with us at the end of the season. We did buy one. I'm not gonna blow it up or show you guys right now. That'll have to be in a different vlog. Actually, we might go paddleboarding tomorrow, so you guys might lug out and get to see the paddleboard in action tomorrow. But we had to buy life jackets for it because in the state of Utah, they are very strict about their life jacket laws, like to the point where rangers will literally walk to the reservoirs. We were on the Provo River. They were literally like pulling people out of the river who didn't have life jackets on and giving them a ticket. So we had to buy these and they were on sale at Dick's Sporting Goods. So just bought the cheapest one that I could find. I think this one's gonna fit me, which is perfect. It was like 30 bucks. It'll do the job, has good reviews. It's a reputable brand. So that one is mine. And then I just bought John the same brand in this blue color. So I'll have to have him try it on when he is out of the shower. And then last but not least, I haven't decided if I'm gonna do like a full haul for this because I might include it in my vlog next week. But I am headed to New York on a business trip, which is crazy because I haven't been to New York since we moved out of New York City almost 2 years ago now. But I'm going for these sessions that my company has, or not even my company, my department has, which means that I had to rent a bunch of work clothes because I do not have work clothes anymore because I don't go in the office. I went on Fashion Pass and urgently ordered / rented a ton of items on Fashion Pass because I literally have no work clothes. So I ordered 3 tops, 2 pairs of pants, a bag because I don't even have like a work bag anymore. It's in storage. And then I think some accessories. Yeah, like a belt to go with the work pants. So I think I'm gonna hold off on doing a full haul of this and show you guys in next week's vlog. So you have to stay tuned for that because I also need to try these on to see if they even fit, because if not, then I need to exchange on Fashion Pass to make sure that I get clothes that I can wear for the week because like I said, I have nothing. This is my haul. Nothing crazy. Kind of random and kind of interesting. I just did a semi-impulsive grocery shopping trip. I went there for one thing and came out with an entire bag of stuff. So let's do a haul. First of all, I went to Harmons, which I think is maybe just a Utah thing. I know it's locally owned. It's not a chain. Or not a chain in terms of big grocery brands, which means that they have a lot of really unique stuff that normally you would have to order online or off Amazon or like go somewhere specific to get it. But because they're a local smaller grocery chain, I feel like they have more niche products, which does mean that the prices are a little bit higher, but I don't shop there very often. I can justify this one splurge, right? First things first, I got Garrett's popcorn, the mix, which is caramel and cheddar. I follow Brett's Bites on social media. You know who she is. She's like Jake Shane's best friend. She runs marathons. I found her through him and then like stuck around for her marathon running content, and then it's kind of developed into her snacking content. And her family actually owns Garrett's, and obviously she works for them. They're always talking about Garrett's. I really want to try it, and I didn't even know they sold them at grocery stores because I feel like every time I see her post about Garrett's, it's like in an airport. So I'm excited to try this. Got some spinach because we got some smoothie stuff for this week. Speaking of smoothie stuff, this needs to go in the freezer, so I'll show this really quickly. I got 4-berry mix frozen fruit. To be honest, would not buy frozen fruit there again. I just bought it because I was already there and I said might as well because I don't want to go to another grocery store, but this was really expensive for, I guess it's a decent sized bag, but I feel like this will only make me like 5 or 6 smoothies maybe. So 6 divided by, I think I paid $10 for this. I'm gonna butcher the math, but I think it's like $1.25 or $1.50 per scoop, which is kind of a lot for frozen fruit, honestly. Then we got sour cream and onion, potato crisps. I've been craving sour cream and onion chips literally all day, and I think I mentioned earlier that we might go paddleboarding tomorrow, so I'm gonna have this for a little snack tonight, and then we can also bring it as a snack when we go paddleboarding tomorrow. We got bananas. These are also for the smoothies. 2 coconut waters. I put these in my smoothies as opposed to milk or yogurt or anything else. I just like it. I feel like the fruit, spinach, and then protein powder like thickens it up enough to the point where I don't need another thick liquid. So coconut water works for me. Then I've been looking for these literally everywhere and I've not been able to find them since they came out. I feel like a bunch of influencers advertise these and I was never able to find them in the grocery store, so I thought maybe they were just like an influencer product. But it's the Poppy Punch Pop. It's supposed to taste like fruit punch and everyone that I've seen tried this raves about it, and I finally found it today, so I was like, oh my god, I have to buy it because I have to try it, obviously. And this was the reason that I went into Harmons in the first place. Harmons sells Clean Simple Eats protein powders as well as a bunch of other types of like supplements and proteins that you would normally have to order online. I found out about this because our friends that visited us last week, Taylor, she went into Harmons with John. I can't remember what I was doing. I think I didn't feel 100% and they went hiking and then went to Harmons after or something like that. She went to that grocery store and realized that they had them and she came home and showed me and I was like, okay, well I have to go there now and buy protein powders. I will have to say, to buy these individual packs, they were pretty pricey individually, and then the bags that you could buy of protein powder, those were also very expensive. So I think that I'm just going to try these different flavors that I bought, which I'll show in a minute, and then order a pack of protein powder online, depending on which flavor I like, because I feel like they'll be cheaper through the website than they were in that grocery store. They were like $45 a bag in the grocery store, which I feel like is absurd. And these individual packs were like $3.70 a piece, and there's only one serving in each. So already my smoothie's getting expensive here. Might as well just go out to the local smoothie store and like pay for one, because I think I'm racking up about $10 a smoothie here at home. But hopefully this is a one-time thing and then the price will go down. First flavor is the chocolate brownie batter. This was my favorite last time I tried it. I bought these originally months and months and months ago, honestly probably almost a year ago now, to put in my Ninja Creamies, which I really miss my Ninja Creamy machine. It's at my parents' house because we couldn't bring it with us. This flavor was the best that I tried out of all of them. I loved it. It tastes exactly like brownie batter, so I'm gonna try it in a smoothie. Next is the mint chocolate cookie. I also really liked this in the Ninja Creamy flavor, so I'm gonna try it in the smoothie. Next I got cookies and cream protein powder. I honestly feel like this may just taste like chocolate and not cookies and cream, but they are gluten-free. Might as well try it. And then last is chocolate peanut butter. I love chocolate peanut butter cups, so I wanted to try this flavor because I feel like I'm really gonna like this one. Honestly, I have a feeling. These bad boys are what I went into the grocery store for and came back with everything else unnecessarily. And I guess there are things that I've been wanting to try. It's just such a niche grocery store. Like the fact that they had the poppies that I've been looking for, the Garrett's popcorn. What else did I show? These. The fact that they had like all three in one place is kind of crazy because they don't sell that at like a Kroger's or Food Lion, or I haven't at least seen them. So I'm really glad that I found all these items and I'm excited to try them over the next week or so. I now need to put all this away. I also need to figure out what to do for dinner. It's 8:44 p.m. and I haven't eaten dinner yet. But I'm thinking maybe I just need to eat a girl dinner at this point and not make a full meal because it's already late at night and you're not supposed to eat that late if you're gonna go to bed soon. But I am a little peckish, so maybe I'll make like a little snack plate or something. I feel like we need to have a Sunday catch up because it is 9:30 p.m. on Sunday and clearly I didn't vlog much or really at all today. It was kind of a hodgepodge shit show. There was a lot going on today, so we'll start from the beginning. Woke up this morning. I slept in a little bit later than planned, but nonetheless we had breakfast, made it out the door, and we headed to Causey Reservoir to attempt to paddleboard. Emphasis on the word attempt because we got all the way out there, found parking, which if you've ever been to Causey Reservoir, my Utah people, you know that if you're not there early, parking is a pain in the ass. or at least that's what the review said, and I can honestly vouch for the reviews because there was like no parking left. We parked like on the side of the street up a hill, so we like found a parking spot, blew up the paddleboard with the hand pump, and brought it all the way down to the water to put it in. The second that John and I got on the paddleboard and started paddling out, he was like, hey, I think that we need to turn around. And I was like, oh, I don't like the way that you just said that. Why? He was like, we might be sinking a little bit. So I immediately started panicking because I'm like, I do not want to capsize this paddleboard in the middle of the reservoir. Also, it was so busy, so it would have been so embarrassing. So I start panic paddling back to shore. We get to shore. I think two things were the issue. I don't think it was meant to be a two-person paddleboard. Technically, the paddleboard that I bought, which I bought off of Walmart.com for 150 bucks, has great reviews. The brand is like highly recommended by a bunch of people in the area. I think it's fine. I think it was just the way that we used it. So I'll have it linked if it's still available, but they were running out of stock when I bought it. I don't think it was meant for two people, even though you could be up to 350 pounds on the paddleboard. I think that it was the way that we distributed the weight. And then secondly, I don't think we blew up the paddleboard enough. The paddleboard comes with like a hand pump where you have to manually pump it. I don't really think that that worked that well, so I think we're going to have to buy a pump that we can plug into the car where we can set the PSI and have it automatically blow up the paddleboard for us, and then we can attempt it again. And I think with one person it'll be fine. Like once John got off, he was like, you take it out like a little bit and then test it and then come back in and we'll see how it does. And when I was on the paddleboard by myself, it was totally fine. It was just when we were both on it and the fact that it wasn't blown up all the way. So we took the paddleboard out of the water, deflated it, got in the car, and left the reservoir. We were there for maybe 20 minutes. This whole thing went down, which I was bummed because I was really looking forward to spending time on the water today. That is like my one reservation about Utah, is that it is a very landlocked state. I mean, Colorado is too, but like Utah feels very landlocked for some reason. Obviously our safety is #1 priority, and we did not want to capsize the paddleboard in the middle of the reservoir, because also the reservoir I'm pretty sure is very deep, and that really freaks me out. We, like I said, deflated it, put it in the car. We drove to Costco to see if we could find a second paddleboard for John to buy, and the Costco that we went to in Ogden didn't have any in stock, so he's either gonna buy one online or shop around this week for one, I think. And we're gonna buy a second paddleboard. These paddleboards are huge, and space-wise, it's probably not the smartest move for us to be purchasing either of these, but the way that we look at it, we will just figure it out when the time comes, or we can sell it on Facebook Marketplace. Paddleboarding is a huge thing in Utah. I'm sure someone would buy it at like a discounted price if we wanted to sell it. And then drove back here and spent the rest of the day chilling on the couch. And by the rest of the day, I mean like since 4:30 p.m. Like we got back pretty late, honestly. So I was watching Love Island UK, took a shower, and then I just watched the season finale of Love Island US. And I already pretty much knew who the winner was going to be. Spoiler alert, if you haven't watched the finale yet, which by the time this vlog goes up, honestly, if you haven't watched the finale, that's on you. But Amaya and Brian won, and I had a feeling they would win because I feel like they were a crowd favorite by the end of the season. Everyone loves Amaya. It's Amaya Papaya. She's fantastic. We love her. So I had a feeling that they would end up winning, and they did. That's been my entire day. A little bit of some fails in there, but lessons learned nonetheless. And now I'm getting ready to go to bed. I need to do my skincare, put on some pajamas, and then I think I'm gonna crawl into bed and read a book. I need to figure out what book I want to start next, whether it's Powerless by Lauren Roberts or another one, but I think that I need some book time, and I need to put the screens away because I just binged 2 different versions of Love Island over a 4-hour period, 5-hour period. Anyways, I just wanted to thank you guys so much for watching this vlog. We're back. The weekly vlogs are back. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did and you're not subscribed, make sure to subscribe down below. Also, give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next one.